Do you truly understand what it takes for athletes to achieve their dreams? You see, every athlete dreams of being the best. But let me ask you, what separates the athletes who just play the game from the ones who change it? You see, it's not just talent. It's not just natural ability. It's what you do with what you've been blessed with. At Creative Dynamic Sports, we've worked with elite athletes who chase scholarships and championships. And what I've learned is this: the one who wins consistently doesn't just work hard, they work different. So today, I'm gonna tell you exactly what they should be doing to separate themselves from the rest of the field. Let's work. The world is filled with athletes who train hard, but very few of those athletes train smart, train complete, and train with a true purpose. You see, if you want to rise, you got to find a way to separate yourself from the pack and do things differently. You've got to master your skill. What do? Are you a defensive back? Are you a point guard? You must become a master of your skill. You must display physical dominance. If you're being scouted, recruited, whether it's high school, college, you must dominate your competition. There can be no question that you're the best at your position, and it shows. The mental capacity that it takes for sports that you hear all the time is 80% mental and 20% physical. Athletes, our mental resiliency is what controls and carries us along the journey. If you cannot control your mindset and your mentality, it will be really tough, athletes, to have the resilience that's required to make it all the way through. To have longevity in sport, it's important for athletes to focus on recovery and realize that is a secret weapon. When it comes to media, when it comes to branding for athletes, I want you to understand something, because most athletes can make one mistake and it can ruin your entire career as an athlete. So you have to understand personal identity and leadership, because what you do off the field matters just as much as what you do on the field, your character and your leadership. Now, when we combine these 5 things right here, you don't just get good at the game, athletes, you become unstoppable. Now, when you're a raw athlete, it's true, you will get noticed because there's something different about you than everyone else. Having raw talent and raw ability sometimes stops athlete from working hard on their skill and their craft. And you believe you're so good at that thing that you don't need to practice. I don't need to practice. I can shoot good already. The problem with being a raw athlete is that your technique and mechanics usually aren't the best. So normally you need to refine those skills so that when scouts and recruiters come to see you, you have a polished form. Whether it's baseball, you're throwing a ball, or you're a quarterback, or you're throwing a football, or maybe you're a girl and you're hitting a softball. Athletes should be sharpening their fundamentals each day: footwork, decision-making, first step speed, and hand-eye coordination. It's important for elite athletes to be well-rounded. There's some athletes that think that just because I just shoot the ball, I don't even have to do squats. I don't have to do squats. I just got to shoot the ball. That's all I need to practice on. It's not true. You need to be overall well-prepared as an athlete, and that means full body strength and control. For example, Kobe Bryant was the type of athlete that would shoot 400 to 500 shots. 500 made shots. If he didn't make it, he didn't leave. So he's not just in there shooting shots, throwing them up. No, I got to have 400 to 500 made baskets every single morning. I want you to film yourself, athletes. I want you to fill the holes in your mechanics, fix them before game day, so that when you're getting recruited and these scouts are looking at you, you've already asked the coach, look, where can I be better? What do I need to work on? What can I work on at home? Film it, find the holes in your mechanics, and fix them. It's important that athletes understand that you have to be able to pass the eye test. You have to be able to pass the eye test as an athlete. Now, what does this mean? This means that an athlete has been working out, doing their conditioning and strength training, and that when a scout looks at the athlete, they say, I mean, this guy looks like he's ready to go. This guy looks the part and looks like he's prepared to join the team. And that's what scouts and recruiters love, because that shows that you have what it takes outside of the football field or the court. So obviously you're doing what you need to do outside of the field and the court. And scouts love that. They call it the eye test, and they still call it the eye test nowadays. All around the world, athletes at a top level are all freakishly athletic. So when you get to that top level, athletes, you got to understand that everybody's fast, everybody's strong, and there's not a lot of room for mistakes. The game is much faster. Kids are getting out of their breaks a lot faster. They're running, they're catching, they're doing everything at a higher level. And I try to explain this to my athletes that quality of play is going to go up. The acceleration, deceleration, change of direction, it's all so much quicker and so much more explosive. And that's why physical dominance, it matters, because coaches can see that, they can feel it, and it gets very intense. Now, this is where CDS training sets athletes apart, because we're not just lifting heavy, but we're training to help our athletes move like a pro. You see, your body is like an engine. If you don't tune it up, don't expect it to win the race. So you got to fuel yourself properly. Now, we talk about mental performance throughout the week, throughout the months. It's important that athletes have some type of mental performance guidelines, strategy that they're going by every single week to test and be able to understand, look, how well am I focused? How well is my discipline, my effort? How well am I doing this week compared to last week? And if I had some problems, some obstacles and challenges, what did I do to overcome? If I had some bad spots in the game and I made some mistakes, what did I do to fix them? How was my body language? And then how did I react? And I'm going to compare those week to week through the mental performance program so I can see how my athlete is performing and if my athlete is getting better with their mindset and their mentality. So mental performance programs are very important for any type of sports program. Now, this is a true separator. Everybody's training, but few can handle the pressure. When the game's on the line, your mind is either going to win it or lose it. 80% mental, 20% physical. Athletes, focus on teaching yourself focus rituals. This means positive reinforcement, positive self-talk. If you make a mistake, there's no point in going up to the coach and being like, I'm sorry, coach, I'm sorry, coach. Coaches don't want to hear you say, I'm sorry. Coaches want you to fix the darn mistake. Now, first team mentality on this podcast, we like to put a big emphasis on mental resiliency, mental performance. And I was doing a little bit of research yesterday, and I saw that 70% of kids, they're actually quitting by 13. And there's this youth sports epidemic that's going on where it's just getting so expensive. Most kids can't even play on those travel teams. So they go to the local free, whatever, and play with the rec, and that's fine. Whatever happens, they need to be focused on fundamentals, principles, the basics, getting those down. All right, let's keep it rolling. Elite athletes, you have to understand, your talent can get you a scholarship, but your mindset will decide if you keep it. No coaches want to deal with athletes who seem like they're going to be doing the wrong things on campus, and I'm going to have to keep my phone right beside me because somebody might have to call me about Lil Joe, because Lil Joe is out here causing problem. Coaches don't want that guy on the team. Coaches don't want that guy. So athletes, when it comes to your recovery, if you want to create longevity, recovery is your secret weapon. You got to understand, you can't make the club in the tub. So injuries are going to be dream killers. Don't just grind. I want you to recover like a pro. So that means getting enough rest. Make sure you're hydrating. Make sure you're going through your mobility routines and getting your treatment so that you can recover properly. Make sure you're sleeping well. Your nutrition is on point. You're hydrated. You're stretching and doing your injury prevention work. Athletes that ignore their recovery will see injuries at a rate that is higher than those athletes that are taking care of their recovery efforts. Athletes, I want you to understand, the strongest athlete is not the one who lifts the most. It's the one who lasts the longest. Athletes, we also have to understand that coaches are recruiting more than just skill. They're recruiting leaders. People that can hold themselves accountable, but also take the proper actionable steps that other teammates are willing to follow. And that's what it's about. Being an elite athlete is literally a mindset. That's all it is. It's just a mindset. It's a mindset and mentality. This is my way of life. I'm an elite athlete. This is my way of life. I'm an elite athlete. This is my way of life. And you tell yourself that every single day and you live by it. And when people try to get you to waver, when people try to get you to do something different, you don't move. You stay focused on your goals. And that is one of the things that I loved about playing sports and being an athlete, is because I could block out the noise. And when game day came, I could get out there and let it all loose and have as much fun as I wanted to. And I want us to get back to that with youth sports and seeing these kids having a great time. I'm seeing too many coaches fighting, too many dads fighting back and forth. There are too many arguments, and oh my goodness, youth sports, maybe they're just taking it too serious, or maybe they're just betting on the side. I don't know. Now, elite athletes got to understand that their name on the back of their jersey is their personal brand. And that means discipline, work ethic, being a good teammate, showing humility. Parents, coaches, and scouts, they notice your character just as much as they notice your highlights. Elite athletes need to be well-rounded. And that's what it comes down to. If you want to be elite, got to step up to the plate, do the right things, do the right things. Small incremental wins over time add up to massive success. Elite athletes, let's work.